Hey everyone. Today we are going to finish our discussion of midpoint. Yesterday we defined a midpoint as the middle and being the point that exactly cuts it in half. Today we're going to talk about how to find it on a coordinate plane. So the one thing I want you to think about is when you're finding the middle number, say the middle number between 3 and 7, what number is exactly in the middle? Well, normally how we find that is we find the average. So you do 3 plus 7, divide by 2, and that gives you 5. So 5 is exactly in the middle between 3 and 7. That's exactly what we're going to do when we're talking about the midpoint on the coordinate plane, except for we need to find the middle vertically and horizontally. So if we're thinking about it horizontally, between these 2 points, we're looking for the middle here. So the middle between 3 and negative 5. So how we would find it is we're going to add those two together. So 3 plus negative 5, that gives us negative 2. And then we're going to divide by 2. So it's negative 1. So the middle is right here. And if we look and we count, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4 this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, that is in the middle. And that's our middle point horizontally. Now we need to do the same thing vertically. So I'm going to draw this line. And here we want to find the middle between 6 and 2. So I'm going to do 6 plus 2 over 2, because that's how I find the middle point. That gives me 8 over 2, which is 4. So our midpoint for this one is where these cross, which is negative 1, 4. So now the formula. So the formula says exactly that, except for we need to use generic points. So the midpoint between x1, y1, and x2, y2, because we always use those as their generic names. And remember, the ones and twos just differentiate, is we're going to add x1 and x2 together and divide by 2, comma, add y1 and y2 together and divide by 2. So the midpoint formula is you add together and divide by 2. Find the middle. So now here's exactly how we can do it here. I'm going to use the midpoint formula. So it's x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. And I can label these to help me. X1, y1, x2, y2. So it's negative 3 plus 3 over 2, comma, 6 plus negative 3 over 2. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And that gives me 6 plus negative 3 is 3. So it's 3 halves. So our midpoint is 0, 1.5. And that would be this point right here, which if you look, that looks like it's exactly in the middle. So I want you to pause and try number 2 and come back and check your answer. Okay, so our answer to problem number 2 is 4, 4. If you have a question on that, please ask me during class or send me an email. So now number 3 is a little bit different. It says if the midpoint AB is M, which is 3, 4. So they're telling me where the midpoint is. So I'm going to plot that. So it's over 3, up 4. A is negative 3, negative 2. So here's A. Find B. So there's a couple of different ways we can do this. I'm going to show you both. So the first way is if I think about it graphically, to go from A to M, I need to go up and over. So I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means my new point, I need to go up 6 and over 6. So I'm going to start on M. I'm going to go up 6. And then I'm going to go over 6. And there is my new point B, which has the coordinates 9, 10. And that's doing it using the graph. I'm going to show you another way where I can just kind of figure it out. So I have A is -3, -2. I have M in the middle, which is 3, 4. And I'm looking for B. So another way I can do it is, how do I go from -3 to 3? I added 6. So then from 3 to B, I'm going to add 6, and I get 9. And then from -2 to 4, I added 6. And then 4 to B, I add 6, and I get 10. So there's 2 options there for you. If you have any questions on it, please remember you can always ask me. So now I want you to go ahead and try this one and come back and check the answer. So I showed my work how I did it the second way I showed you, and my answer is 6, -9. If you did it graphically and got 6, -9, you're fine. If you didn't get 6, -9, please ask me a question. So now we want to find the length of xy in problem 4. So how do we find the length? We'll think about that one in finishing class.